It is a very important reminder. You can never emphasize it too much. And here's the other thing that we're starting to see, Ames. We're seeing an awful lot of damage in Dixie County.
Fox 35's David Martin has been in Dixie County all morning, and he's been surveying some damage that just occurred there. You were with the folks at the lodge earlier talking about some of the damage around their property. David, what are you seeing now?
Yeah, we decided to leave Putnam Lodge. We feel it's safe to drive around now. The folks on Highway 19 are few and far between, which is good. The weather has calmed down a lot, but we're seeing a lot of this. Trees blocking access roads or blocking roadways into neighborhoods that are off Highway 19, but nothing that can't be removed or sawed out in about an hour or so. You've got this story here, billboards down. This is our friends at Backwood Barns. We take pride in our barns with steel trusses, but unfortunately, this billboard maybe not quite as strong as their barns, so they'll have to get that rewrited and fixed, and minor damage. And then another tree on the opposite side of us here as we make our way back to our vehicle blocking the roadway. This is what we're seeing here, down power lines like Randy was seeing up north. But we are just stopping by to give you a quick assessment of what's going on out here as we try to make our attempt to make our way down to Cedar Key to see how our friends are doing down there. We understand that that's the scene of a lot of chaos and destruction, so we're gonna get down there as soon as we can. Send it back to you all in the studio.
All right,
David, before we let you go, I want to ask you, because I thought it was so fascinating earlier. You talked about a tale of two cities, and it's something that I find fascinating because where you were yesterday, when we look at that area, Cedar Key today, complete and utter devastation, so much flooding, and so it's going to be interesting to see what that area looks like if you're able to get back there in person. But where you are now, you're also seeing damage and devastation as well, but certainly not to the same degree.
No, not at all. This is stuff that you see typically after a hurricane, a low level or tropical storm, something they can handle, certainly. But you make a good point about Cedar Key. These folks are used to waters coming in. I don't think you're going to see a ton of structural damage, maybe just water damage in certain homes. But I don't think we're going to get down there and see buildings toppled. That's not what I'm hearing at all.
Yeah.
People are fine that stayed overnight there. They're just trying to stay dry at the moment. Yeah. So it's a water story down there for sure.
For sure, yeah, David, we're looking at video from Cedar Key. You can see
was incredible video.
Propane tanks are floating through the streets. You can see fencing and so there is some minor damage, but it's that water that does the most damage.
And I tell you, it's funny you mentioned the propane tanks. Sue Colson on the air yesterday, the Cedar Key commissioner, she was trying to remind residents, please pack up your propane tanks. People forget about those. They're buried beneath their backyard grill, and they become weapons and today, right? Yeah. Floating around, or they get whirled around in the wind. It's the little things like that that can do damage.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, David, stay safe out there. Thank you so much.
Thank you, David.
Live in Dixie County.